Hi everyone, welcome to English Today Journey. And hey, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy learning English in a simple and practical way.
Today, I want to welcome you back to this space where we talk about real-life issues while also helping you improve your English step by step. I'm truly glad you're here because the topic we're discussing today is something every human being deals with sooner or later. It doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, or where you live. Everyone experiences anger. Even if we try to avoid it or pretend it doesn't affect us, anger is a normal part of life. Let me start with a small story from my own life. A few months ago, I had one of those days where everything felt heavy. I was behind on my work, I hadn't eaten anything for hours, and my energy was already low. You probably know that feeling, when your body is tired, your mind is stressed, and you're just trying to make it through the day. In the middle of all that, a friend called me. Instead of asking how I was doing, they immediately started complaining about something I had forgotten to do. It wasn't something huge, but at that moment it felt like too much. As soon as the conversation started, I felt my heart beating faster. I could hear my own voice getting louder, even though I wasn't trying to raise it. And then I said something sharp, something unkind, something I didn't really mean. The second the words left my mouth, I regretted them. Maybe you've had a moment like that too, when you react quickly because you're stressed or upset, and then afterward you think, why did I say that? Why did I let myself get so angry? That's the difficult thing about anger. It often shows up without warning. We don't plan it. We don't want it. But suddenly, we snap. We might say something hurtful, make a decision we regret, or behave in a way that doesn't match who we truly are. Then, when the moment passes, we wish we could rewind time and take everything back. The truth is, anger is a universal emotion. Every person on earth experiences it. But there's another important truth. Most of us were never really taught how to handle it. Some people push their anger deep inside because they don't want to upset anyone. They act like everything is fine, but inside the pressure grows stronger and stronger. Other people express their anger too intensely, shouting, blaming, or reacting in ways that damage relationships with family, friends, or coworkers. But here's something many people forget. Anger itself is not always bad. Sometimes anger is a signal. It tells us that something in our life needs attention. Maybe our boundaries were crossed. Maybe we're tired, stressed, or overwhelmed. Sometimes anger is the motivation we need to make a change or speak up for ourselves. The important thing is not to pretend anger doesn't exist and not to explode because of it. What matters is learning to understand it, manage it, and grow from it. In today's talk, we are not here to blame ourselves or feel ashamed for getting angry. Instead, we're here to explore anger with honesty and kindness so we can handle it better the next time it shows up. We are not here to judge ourselves or to feel guilty for getting angry. Instead, we are here to take a calm and honest look at anger together. In this part of our journey, we're going to explore what anger actually is, why we feel it, what happens when we push it away, and how we can manage it in healthier and more respectful ways. This conversation is not only about avoiding arguments or preventing fights. It is much more than that. It's about understanding ourselves more deeply, learning why we react the way we do, and discovering how we can build more peace, more self-control, and better communication in our daily lives. Let me ask you a simple question. You don't have to say your answer out loud. Just think about it quietly. When was the last time you felt angry? What triggered that feeling? Was it something big or something small? And most importantly, how did you react in that moment? Did you stay quiet and hold everything inside? Did you speak up? Did you shout or walk away? These questions matter because they help us understand our own patterns. And if you're listening to this podcast or reading this text, then I already know something important about you. You want to grow. You want to improve your English, yes, but you also want to improve your mindset and your emotional awareness. That is something you should feel proud of. Not everyone chooses to learn about their emotions. Not everyone takes the time to reflect on their reactions. But you are doing that right now, and that already makes a difference. Learning how to deal with anger is not simple. It takes patience, practice, and self-reflection. But it is also one of the most valuable skills you can develop in life. So for now, take a slow, deep breath. Make yourself comfortable. Let the tension in your shoulders drop. And let's walk through this topic together, step by step. By the time you finish this episode, you will not only learn new English words and phrases, you will also gain new tools and ideas that can help you understand your emotions more clearly, especially the moments when anger appears. So, are you ready to dive deeper? Let's begin. What is anger really? Now that we've opened this conversation, let's take another step and ask a simple but powerful question. What is anger really? At first, it seems like an easy question. We all know what anger feels like. Your muscles tighten, your heartbeat speeds up, your face feels warm, your breathing becomes heavier, and your voice may rise without you even noticing. These sensations are familiar to all of us. But even though the feeling is familiar, most of us rarely stop to understand it clearly. At its most basic level, anger is a normal emotional reaction. It is the mind and body's way of saying, something isn't right here. It often appears when we feel hurt, ignored, disrespected, or threatened. It can show up when something seems unfair or when our expectations are not met. Think about a time someone lied to you, or a time someone promised to do something but didn't. Maybe someone spoke to you with disrespect. Maybe a situation felt unfair or out of your control. In moments like these, anger rises naturally, not because we are bad or weak, but because our mind is reacting to something it believes is wrong. Sometimes anger appears when someone wastes your time or doesn't value the effort you put into something. Other times, it shows up when you fail at a goal you worked extremely hard for. These moments may not involve physical danger, like being attacked by an animal, but they do involve emotional danger. Your brain senses that something important is being threatened. Your self-respect, your boundaries, your expectations, or your sense of fairness. When that emotional alarm goes off, your body reacts automatically. That reaction is what we call anger. Anger is basically your mind's way of saying, something is wrong. Please pay attention. It is a message, a signal, a warning light. Just like happiness or sadness, anger itself is not good or bad. It is simply an emotion. And emotions exist for a reason. They help us understand our environment and understand what we need. So the real issue is not the emotion of anger. The real issue is how we respond to it. That's where most of us struggle. Some people let their anger explode. They shout, argue, slam doors, or say hurtful things. Their anger comes out quickly and strongly, and it often hurts the people around them. Others go in the opposite direction. They hold their anger inside and never express it. They pretend everything is fine, even though they feel tense, stressed, or hurt. Over time, this can make someone feel physically sick, anxious, or even depressed. And some people simply ignore their anger, hoping it will fade on its own. But ignored anger rarely disappears. It usually grows deeper and stronger. Here's something many people don't know. Anger comes in different forms. It doesn't always look or feel the same. One type of anger is like fire, sharp, sudden, and hot. It rushes in quickly when something surprises or frustrates you. Maybe you yell, cry, or slam a door. This kind of anger burns fast and bright but often fades quickly too. It usually happens in stressful situations, such as when another driver cuts in front of you in traffic or when someone says something rude or disrespectful. Even though this anger feels intense, it tends to leave just as fast as it arrived. But there is another kind of anger that is quieter and heavier. It doesn't explode outward. Instead, it sits inside you, growing little by little. You don't shout or cry, but the feeling stays with you, sometimes for days, weeks, or even years. This is called resentment. Resentment often appears when someone has repeatedly treated you unfairly, or when you never had the chance to express how you truly felt. Maybe you stayed silent to avoid conflict. Maybe you didn't know how to speak up. But over time, that silence becomes heavy. It slowly changes how you think, how you behave, and how you feel toward the person or situation that hurt you. The danger with resentment is that it is quiet. It doesn't announce itself like an angry shout or a raised voice. It grows silently, shaping your thoughts and reactions without you even realizing it. Resentment can make you lose trust in people, pull away from relationships, or feel disconnected from yourself. It can make small problems feel much bigger because the emotion behind them has been waiting too long. Recognizing these different forms of anger is the first step toward understanding yourself better. When you know what type of anger you're feeling, fast and fiery or slow and silent, you can respond in a healthier, more thoughtful way. Resentment is like carrying a slow, quiet poison. You might not notice it right away, but over time, it slowly eats away at your peace of mind. It stays with you, influences your thoughts, and makes small situations feel bigger than they are. This is why understanding anger matters so much. When we know what kind of anger we're dealing with, we can handle it instead of letting it silently hurt us. Now, let's take a look at what happens inside the body when anger appears. On a biological level, anger activates something known as the fight or flight response. This is a built-in survival system in the human brain. Thousands of years ago, when our ancestors faced real physical dangers, like wild animals, harsh environments, or enemy attacks, the brain reacted instantly. It told the body, "Get ready to fight or get ready to run." That response kept people alive. When this system turns on, your body changes in noticeable ways. Your muscles tighten as if preparing for action. Your breathing becomes quicker. Your heart pumps faster to send more blood to your arms and legs. Your senses sharpen. Your body is preparing you to protect yourself, even if the threat isn't real. Here's the interesting part. In the modern world, most of the danger we face isn't physical at all. We're not usually fighting tigers or running from predators. Instead, our challenges are emotional: stress at work, tension in relationships, financial worries, fear of failure, or feeling misunderstood. But the brain does not fully recognize the difference. It still reacts as if something dangerous is happening. That's one of the reasons anger feels so powerful and overwhelming. The body is sending emergency signals even when the situation isn't life or death. Now, let's ask an important question. Is anger always bad? Many people would immediately say yes because anger can feel uncomfortable. It can cause fights, break relationships, or make us regret what we said or did. But if we look more deeply, anger also has a purpose. It exists for a reason. Sometimes anger shows up because something matters to us. It can push us to speak up when we need to. It can give us the courage to take action or protect ourselves. For example, if someone disrespects you or treats you unfairly, your anger might be telling you, "This is not okay. You deserve better." In those moments, anger can help you set boundaries and stand up for your self-respect. Anger can also show us what we value most. If you get angry when someone lies to you, that means you value honesty. If you feel angry when someone is treated unfairly, that means fairness and justice are important to you. If anger appears when someone is unkind, then kindness is something you deeply care about. In this way, anger is like a mirror. It reveals what matters in your heart. But here's the key lesson we must remember. Anger is not supposed to control us. It is supposed to guide us. Think of anger as a warning light on the dashboard of a car. When that light turns on, it doesn't mean the car is ruined or broken forever. It simply means something needs attention. Maybe the engine needs checking. Maybe the oil is low. The warning light is not the problem. It's the signal. Anger works the same way. When you feel it, something inside you is saying, "Look at this. Take care of this. Something needs attention." If we treat anger as a message instead of a command, we can respond with clarity instead of reacting with chaos. If you ignore the warning,